Is VTuber the weirdest job you've had? I'd say some of the stuff I did previously was more unique than this in how many people have probably done that specific thing, actually. But doesn't mean it was that crazy. It's just not a thing that a lot of people do. There's not really a need for that many people to do it. So there are only just so many people that do those things. But at the same time, this is definitely the weirdest one from the weirdness level perspective. From what people would find weird. But if I list out everything I've done to somebody who's never met me, they'd see this one as the weirdest, but they'd probably be more intrigued by other stuff, to be completely honest. Not everything, but some things. Do you feel fulfilled by this job? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's why I kept with it. For me, I like that it's all me. Everything that I do is all me. In the past, I've both run my own shit for like old work that I used to do, run my own shit and worked for other people and done all that. I enjoy that this I have full 100% control over. And I realized that in old work, when I had more control over a project, and it was like my project, way more fulfilling. Still enjoyed doing just random work for other people, totally fine, didn't dislike it, I just really liked that. So sitting around and doing something like content where it's 100% all your responsibility, I think there are a lot of people that realize they hate it after they do it for a while. They don't like a job where everything falls on them because there's absolutely no one to stand in front and be like, oh, actually, this was all me or whatever. No, it's just like everything's your fault all the time. Even stuff like, something like if something wasn't shipping to people fast enough, they'd come to my Discord or my chat demanding an answer from me. They're not necessarily blaming me, but they're like, I'm facing it, right? Like everything is like that with content because you're the face of what you're doing. So everything that happens, people are coming literally directly to you for some sort of answer all the time. And I think some people hate that, but I actually enjoy it all being like centralized like that. Personally, I like that. But yeah, it's not for everyone, but I like it. And I did in tech, there were times where I did have that. Depending, there were times where I did absolutely run my own shit, but there are other times where I didn't. So I was like, but I didn't dislike it. But you know, I honestly, the stuff that I did before was also fulfilling, but this is just a different kind of fulfilling. I don't know. I like both. That's my problem, is I like a lot of things, so I'm kind of fine with whatever I do, to be honest. You've seen that in other chats? Yeah, I was talking to, who was I talking to about this? I think it was Vinny. We had a long conversation about that, about how like one of the really unique things about being a content creator is that you're the face of what you're doing, and you're in real time in front of people when you're a streamer specifically. So everything that ever happens ever, people feel like they have access to you. Which you can delete comments, or you can just not read a thing, whatever. But you know, people come straight to you to ask you about things all the time. And for some people, that's horrifically overwhelming. For others, it's like, it's whatever. I like it because I like keeping all the information centralized in my head and being my own manager. I enjoy that. But some people would rather not, and they're so used to pointing to a manager and going, that's the person you ask about that. They're the person who aggregates everything, right? But I like being the one that aggregates everything. So for me, I really like it, but it definitely burns some people out, for sure. You can't picture yourself doing what I do. Yeah, I think over time, I've realized more and more, like, there's a reason why a small number of people are successful streamers who also are not really unhappy. And I think it's because of a lot of these little things that I just think most people wouldn't enjoy. They'd enjoy doing the baseline work, but they wouldn't enjoy all the shit that comes with it, you know? It's just not for them. There's no greater stress for you than being asked questions you don't have the answer to at work. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I want to stream, but it seems so overwhelming looking at everything. Hitting go live, being able to get to the point where you can hit go live and do a stream, I don't think it's overwhelming once you just try setting stuff up. I think a lot of the things people find they don't like about streaming don't happen until you have a little bit of a viewership or a little community around yourself, and then you realize you hate all the social shit. Because a lot of the people that want to stream are actually really introverted. They like video games, you know? They like video games, and they like sitting at home and watching content creators instead of going out and talking to people. And those people are the ones who are like, I would love to be a streamer because I love playing video games and hanging out with my friends in Discord and talking to them, you know? And they think it's like that. And then they start trying it, and then they're like, wait a minute, I hate this. I like this about it, but I hate that about it. So it's interesting. It's interesting. A friend of yours makes live 2D models. She says more than half of the people that commission her end up not liking it and just quitting. Yeah. I stand up here so many days. People come and ask VTuber questions, and I go, hey, just use a free one. Don't buy one, just use a free one. They're like, should I work on a debut? Which means like making a lore video, all these things that cost money. I'm gonna get a lore video, I'm gonna get a model, I'm gonna get all these things. And I'm like practically begging people to not do that, to just get free shit and try streaming. And they keep doing that. And I'm saying this from experience, not my own experience, but you know, all the experiences I've heard from all my artist friends, people that make assets. I have friends that are graphic designers, you know, me people that have gotten overlay sets and then use them once and they're done. Oh, thanks. Tell them to make their own model. No, no, no. Don't even make anything. Use a pre-made one. Use the one that Vito used to use for Neuro. That's a free one that comes with VTube Studio. The one that she's based off of now. Get my chair. I feel like sitting. Ugh. Just use a free one, man. Or PNG, yeah. Use a damn PNG, man. You don't need anything else. And you just use that. That's it. I don't know why. No, I do know why. I was gonna say I don't know why people think they need that, but they think they need that because they look at people that have already found success as an example of what they should be doing. But when you need to look at are people that have like 20 viewers, 40 viewers, 50 viewers, and be like, how can I get there? You know, what do they have? And you'll find a lot of people in that range that have free shit, PNGs, you know, they're just good entertainers because they've spent time streaming and they've, you know, gotten the experience to figure out how to stream. That's it. Then you're done. There you go. Doing pretty much anything for more than 30 hours a week burns most people out, and streaming is even more tiring even if you're not a silent streamer. Yeah. That's the other thing is most work that you do, you're not talking for most of it. And your brain isn't producing many unique thoughts, if I'm being completely honest. You're sitting there doing some work, you're at your computer, typing, doing a thing, blah, 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 making a thing, and you're doing something you've done a lot before. And no one's expecting you to come up with something completely new. You're piecing together a lot of stuff that you've done before. The end product is something new, but it's not, it's a lot of non-unique pieces. Okay, this is for programming, this is for designing something, this is for any kind of work. Or you're doing work that's completely head empty in most jobs, right? Then you have some creative jobs where you are creating something new, but again, it's this very well-practiced thing you're doing over and over. You know, it's not too crazy. Some creative jobs are streaming where people come to you to be entertained and they want to hear something new. They want to hear maybe something you've talked about before, you've said something about before, but presented in a new way, not the exact same sentences you said before. If you don't keep changing things occasionally, people get bored and leave. And then you have to talk the whole time. You have to talk the whole time. Am I fine with that? Yes. Are most people fine with that? No. Most of my friends that try streaming, they go, oh my God, I can't stream for more than 2 hours. I don't know what to say. And the number of words I say in that 2 hours are like nothing. I've been talking for like just under 3 hours this whole time, nonstop. And I just, at this point, I don't think it's that hard, but when I look back at a lot of people starting out, I go, oh my God. That is the Olympics of chatting, man. It's crazy. It's insane. And then, yeah, a lot of the time you're playing games at the same time. You play a game and you're supposed to still talk and say unique shit during that. Fuck it. That shit is not easy, okay? Not easy. You just come here for the vocal fry? Thanks, man. I have too much of it. I got too damn much. I'm not even like a smoker or anything, man. I just sound like this. Someone asked, they were like, a friend asked if I had smoked a bunch ever. And that's where I got my vocal fry. And I said, nah, I just had it. Could you imagine if I smoked? Can you imagine what it would sound like? It'd be crazy. Insane. Sometimes big YouTubers will try streaming only to get almost instantly burnt out of it. Yeah. I have a lot of friends that I've made recently that, or not recently, like in the past years, honestly. But since I've become a streamer, I've made a lot of YouTuber friends. A lot of them genuinely, yeah, they try streaming because they're like, you know what? It's cool to be live. All the content I make, I'm in front of people, but I'm not there really in front of them. So let me do something live. Let me stream. And they try streaming and then they find out that they just can't do it. They're actually completely different. Being a YouTuber and being a streamer are completely different in how you do that work. And that's why a lot of people are good at one and not at the other, because it's a different skill set. Can you say your voice did an oopsie at some point?